Hi Trisha, welcome on YourPedia.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
And Trisha, let me congratulate you for getting selected in one of the toughest interview to be cracked and to get into the job. That is Bhabha Atomic Research Center. So congratulations to you and your entire family for that.
Thank you so much, sir.
Okay. So Trisha, needless to say, this is a wonderful job opportunity and a wonderful opportunity to serve for the nation. And
Yes, sir.
nuclear scientist, as the name itself, is a very big, heavyweight.
Yes, sir.
So you got that option. And today I would like to interact with you and I would like to know the entire process, know about you. And the purpose of this interaction is to, give information to the students who aspire to be in these kind of organizations. They should also know that what it takes to be in such kind of organizations, the kind of effort, the kind of rigor, the kind of discipline which is required to become scientists in such prestigious organizations. So I want to bring that particular thing in front of students through your story. So I start, Trisha, with your background. Yeah, please tell all of us here which part of India you are from, and from where you got graduated, which college you graduated, your journey, initial journey. And I'm very sure when you graduated, you must have got some opportunities. You are a computer scientist, computer engineer. So you must have got some opportunity. You must have done some job. So that entire journey, please tell us about that.
Yes, sir. So actually, sir, basically, I'm from West Bengal. I was born in Bengal, but my father, he is also working in the central government. So therefore, because of his transferable job, my entire journey, my entire schooling, my graduation, everything I have done from Mumbai. So
Okay.
because we were living in Mumbai for the last, I think, around 18 years.
Okay.
So, therefore, my schooling graduation, I have graduated from Vidyalankar Institute of Technology, Mumbai also, Mumbai only in 2020 with a CGPA of 9.35.
Mm.
So then after that, because my father was again transferred to Indore, so I knew that he will be transferred. So therefore, I did not take any placements from my college. And I attempted NILET 2020 also, but I could not crack that. After that, I just like I gave my interview for a good MNC like IBM, and then I cleared the MNC, and then I have a 2+ years of work experience in IBM. And then I thought that okay, I have achieved, like I need something more than this. I need to serve my country. So therefore I took a decision of leaving my job, and then I started preparing. And then I cleared the NIC exam also. Then ISRO written test also I have cleared. I think most probably in the NIC, I think scientific officer, that is the level 9 post, I will clear that also.
Okay.
And BRC also, this is actually my third attempt of BRC, because
Mm-hmm.
two attempts I had given when I was working, but I could not clear that because of various job pressures. So
Mm-hmm.
therefore, I could not clear the first and second attempt. But
Mm-hmm.
this was my third attempt, and I thought that okay, maybe this can be my last attempt also, because I'm already 25 years. So therefore, I thought that let me give everything to this, and then I
Mm-hmm.
cleared the BRC written
Mm-hmm.
exam also, and then interview also I cleared it. So right now
Wonderful.
I'm quite excited in joining. So yeah,
Mm. Yeah, Trisha, you did job for 2 years only, right?
two
Which
plus years.
okay, which place you were doing your job?
So actually my base location was Bangalore, but I requested my manager to transfer me to Mumbai. So in BKC Mumbai I had my job location, so I was going to office and then like
Mm.
coming
So
back.
you're from Mumbai only, and now you got BARC, Trombay. That is,
Yes sir,
what
yes
else?
sir. So my
So,
parents, they are like, finally we can settle down in Mumbai, because you are also coming here only. So once you come to Mumbai, I think you will stay here only. That is
uh,
certain connection is there with certain connection of me is there with this city, that I just love this city, and I like. Therefore, I was very much excited when I got the selection in BRC, that finally I can stay in my city only.
okay, so you must have visited the campus, Trombay campus of BARC.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That is a very beautiful campus, sir. Once you
Mm.
go there, you just feel that you should work in this place only for the rest of your
Mm.
life. I
Mm.
mean, my IBM office was also very good. No doubt on that. But BRC campus is entirely different, and the people of
Mm.
BRC campus, they are so helpful. I mean,
Mm.
I was a fan of BRC campus the first day only when I went there.
And you thought that, oh God, I should be here. There's a reason you
Yes,
kept
yes,
on,
definitely,
you know,
sir. Definitely.
persisting. It's a third attempt, as you said.
Yes, sir.
So,
And I was just manifesting that, God, please, if there is a life, I just want to be here.
okay,
Just want to
wonderful.
be here. So,
Wonderful. So, Trisha, so wonderful things come to life after effort, and you're the typical example of that, that patience pays. And
yes,
if
sir.
you keep on persisting,
Yes,
because
sir.
a BRC interview is not a easy nut to crack, actually. And
No, sir. It's difficult
first time
because,
you went, second time you
yes,
went, and third time also you went.
yes, sir.
Hmm. So you have very healthy experience of interview. I will obviously, surely, I'll come back to that. I'll discuss with you at
Yes, sir.
length about that. But at the same time, you said I was writing NIC also. You got NIC and ISRO exam also you have written,
Yes, sir.
right? So as a computer engineer, Trisha, what other exams you were aspiring to get into? What other exams you were writing?
Sir, actually, mainly I think if given another chance, I would definitely like to give the GATE exam also, but I targeted basically these three exams only. Yes, sir. That.
So GATE you were not writing. You were writing BRC separate
Uh,
exam.
n- yes, sir. Actually, I attempted GATE 2023, but I could not score that well because again I was working and then I was so constantly I was getting, I could not just crack the crack the exam, crack the written test only because of my work pressure, my work commitments. Because
Hmm.
honestly, they are paying me, so I have to do the work, and the
Hmm.
rest of the time I have to give for my studies. So therefore, I was not able to clear the exams. So therefore,
Hmm.
I just decided, no, have to focus on this and I will do it.
Hmm. But that gives very good, uh, I must say, idea to students that if they don't crack GATE, that does not mean life comes to an end, career
No,
life
sir.
comes to an end. I mean, there's so many exams which you can clear, right?
Yes, sir. Sir, I believe that GATE is the base. Like, if you are good in the base, then even if you are not scoring well in GATE, but still
Mhm.
there are other opportunities as well.
Yes.
So, if
Yes.
you are not able to get into an IIT or get or score like or rank under 500, so life
Mm.
doesn't come to an end on that. The meaning of
Mm.
life is much more than that.
Yes, it is far
So,
bigger. Mm.
therefore, I
Mm.
think that if there is one thing I will say that it is discipline and persistence. You have
Mm.
to keep trying on because maybe see my like from my experience what I can say, I could not clear the written exam of BRs in the first attempt. In the
Mm.
second attempt also I could not clear, but in the third attempt I finally cleared. So maybe
Yes.
success can come to you a little late, but if you are persistent and if you are disciplined, then it will come to you
Comes.
for sure.
No doubt. No doubt. No, Trisha, when you must be, writing these exams and these are your dream jobs, and
Yes.
you went there, you reached to the interview level, and then you get rejected first time, second time, and you are persisting with your preparation. You must have come across, you must have faced many phases in during that particular time period,
Yes, sir.
where you are very, very low. You're feeling very low. Those days come when you feel very low and all. How to overcome that? I mean, there's so many students who must be facing the same troubles. So how to overcome those kind of situations?
So I will say depression can come to you anytime, any moment, like at any time of the day. But you need to ask yourself that why did I come here? Because I also heard it. I used to see many motivational videos. So there
Mm.
I just got this one very beautiful thing that why did you come to this field? If your why is very strong, then you will find your how. So you
Mhm.
need to ask yourself that I just used to ask myself that why do I want a government job? Why do I want to come to this field? So my only concern was I wanted to serve my country. My
Mhm.
entire thing was even if I have 1% of potential, I would like to give it to my country, not to any company. So my why was
Mhm.
strong. So if your
Mhm.
why is strong, you have to find your how. Depression
Mhm.
will come, but you have to open, like you have to challenge that. And
Mhm.
I have heard also somewhere that challenges are meant to be challenged. So
Mhm.
therefore, you have see problems will be there. Even I faced problems my entire
Mhm.
because like this year only my father also he got retired.
Mhm.
So I had to like the quarters where we were living, we had to leave that quarters, and among that I had to prepare for my interview also. So my things were going like slowly, slowly. My kitchen things were going. Some of my bedroom things, they were going. People were coming and taking things. So in between all those disturbances, I had to prepare for my BRC interview. I could have also complained, but thing is that my why was strong, and therefore I wanted to join it. So if my why is strong, my how will find the answer. So that's why.
Beautifully explained, Trisha. If your why is strong, then obviously how will come out automatically.
Yes, sir.
Beautifully explained. Now coming to your this part of your efforts like interviews and all you faced. How many interviews you must have faced, Trisha? Totally three in BRC. What about NIC and all?
So NIC, I have cleared the STA post, but in their interview is not there. And for the first and second, the results have not been yet declared. So
Okay.
if they other than that, I think I have faced the IBM interview, but
Hmm.
only I think this much I have faced, not any more interviews than this.
Okay. And BRC interview is the mother of all interviews.
Yes,
So
sir.
it is really tough. So I'll now request you, Trisha, to tell in detail about your experience first time, second time, and third time. So I don't know how you'll brief it because it is a very long interview. At the end, I'm going to ask you some of the questions which you can share with the students who are listening because on the platform of YourPedia, students come to know about the details of the interview. And I request the candidates like give as much detail as possible so that these videos become reference videos. Like some
Yes, sir.
students wants to know, okay, computer science में BRC में क्या पूछा जाता है? Go to Trisha's video. Not only once, second, she has experience of three times. So
Yes.
I'll request you to give as much detail as possible of the interview in BARC. First time कहाँ पे गलती हुआ था? क्या लगता है आपको? Second time कहाँ हुआ
The
था? और
first
third
time
time
मेरा
what?
रिटन ही क्लियर नहीं हुआ था तो इंटरव्यू तक आई कुड नॉट गो ओनली
Okay, okay.
because I could not clear my first written test because of just 1 or 2 marks. I just
Okay.
missed the cutoff. Second
Mm,
time also just 3 or 4 marks. So therefore this time I was like, no, I have to do it. I cannot
mm,
just miss the target by 1 or 2 marks. This has already
yeah,
happened twice. I cannot do a hat like 3 times. I cannot
yeah.
do that.
Mm,
So this time I entirely focused on the written test. I think if you have a good if your basics are clear, if you are very if you have a thorough control over the gate topics, I think you will be able to clear that interview. Just only
mm,
one extra subject is there, that is software engineering, right?
mm,
The software
mm,
engineering
mm.
subject is the only one which is not in gate but which is present in BRC. So you
Okay.
have to work so the students who are future to all the future aspirants, you have to work on that. Now coming to the interview experience. So,
Mm,
sir, I actually means from some of the Quora platforms, I could get to know that they ask generally 5 or 6 subjects. So
mm,
I thoroughly prepared the 5 or 6 subjects. Like for
mm,
every particular topic, I
mm,
I went on that why it is used and why, like for example linked list. So what was the
mm,
problem in arrays so that linked list was introduced? So the
mm,
advantages and disadvantages of each and every data structure, that what was the
mm,
disadvantage of this particular data structure so that this was introduced. You need to
mm,
have a clear cut understanding of that.
mm,
Then similarly to the operating systems concepts also, like shared memory concept, why it was introduced, what was the problem
mm,
of the message passing model, why shared
mm,
memory was used. Similarly
mm,
for TOC, for my top 5 subjects were data structures,
mm,
algorithms,
mm,
database management systems, theory of
mm,
computation, and operating systems. And additionally,
mm,
they asked me one programming language, so that was C.
mm,
So
mm,
then in DBMS, because I was going through some of the DBMS past interviews, so I had a feeling that they might ask me in detail regarding the normalization. So
mm,
why it is needed, and I think so. Yeah, some of the mentors also I have I watched the YourPedia videos also. So there
mm,
also I have got some notes that why normalization is needed, why we need to normalize, why what advantages it gives us. So all those
mm,
things you have to first ask yourself why this concept was introduced on the very first thing. What was
mm,
the existing, for example, the file systems? What were the
mm,
disadvantages in the file system so that
mm,
DBMS was introduced? So
mm,
therefore, the why I started asking me on every topic that why this was introduced. So in this
mm,
way, my notes, I started
mm.
building my notes.
Okay.
So in this way, I had a beautiful collection of my notes. So
Mm,
therefore, I think I could crack this interview because they actually went into depth, a very
mm,
much depth. They
Okay.
like from one particular topic they will go to the next topic. I think
Mm.
in each of my answer, if I added one particular concept, like for example, while explaining DFS, if I use the word recursion, so they will ask me questions on recursion. So
Mm.
in this way it will go deep and deep and deep, and it will come to a point then when it will be a dead end, that okay, either
Mm.
you know this or you don't know that. So
Mm.
that time they will just backtrack again. So that
Mm.
was the overall BRC
Mm.
experience interviews.
Okay. Now, Trisha, I'll ask you, like second time and third time, what difference did you find? How long duration it was second time, and what is the duration in third time? What do you think was the reason you were not selected second time, and what do you think is the reason you got selected in the third time?
Um, so I think second time I could not clear the written test only, so therefore I don't
Mm.
have the interview experience. But in
Okay.
the third, like this time, it was my first time BRC interview experience.
Okay.
So I think the thing that worked for me was that they knew that my
Mm.
approach was correct, because
Okay.
they told me that okay, we will shift to the next question. But I sticked on to the point that no, I want to try this. I will
Okay.
solve it, and then only it will satisfy me. So they were quite impressed with that thing, that
Mm.
even if because they gave me a situation or to
Mm.
prove a condition, but
Okay.
and I was stuck in that, but I was constantly trying, so they saw that yes, I'm constantly trying this, so they got a little bit good impression of mine. So
Mm.
for all the students who will be watching this, I will say that even if you are not able to answer it, because there will be questions for which you don't have you may not know the proper answer, but
Yes.
you have to try. They will watch you, that even if you're trying, then I will say that okay, then also there is a very high chance, because they told me that okay, we are satisfied, now let's proceed to the next one. So when I heard that word, that yes, they are satisfied, then I stopped. Then
Okay. Now, Trisha, I'll ask you a couple of questions. Just before we go further for interview, I'll ask you a question like, how many subjects do they expect you to prepare? Five subjects.
yes, sir. out,
So,
out of which I out of which I will say one programming language on operating system, they consider it by default. You have to know these two things.
okay. Hmm. And what subjects do you recommend students? If somebody asks you how many subjects should I prepare, and which
I will
subjects?
I will suggest, sir, you should prepare 5 subjects and one programming language, and OS should be there by default. Even if you are not telling them, even if you are telling them that operating system is not my subject, still they will ask you questions on that. So
Hmm.
otherwise, other than that, if you have a strong, base in computer architecture, then you can suggest that. But
Hmm.
I was not actually very much experienced, or I was not very much confident on computer architecture.
Okay.
So therefore,
Hmm.
and I was actually more interested in data structures and algorithms. So I
Okay.
suggested this. Data structures
Okay.
also, they consider it as a prerequisite, because it is one of the fundamentals of this entire computer science. So I will suggest that operating system, data structures, and a programming language. These three
Hmm.
are the things that students should prepare compulsorily.
Okay. Now coming to like they will not ask you questions beyond the subjects which you will mention there. Like of say they ask you how many subjects, I say five, six. Can they ask you question from other subjects also?
Sir, they can ask you, but generally they don't. They respect our decision. They will generally not ask
Not.
questions beyond that. But if they feel that no, I want to go beyond it, then they can
They
ask
can.
also. But
Mm.
most of the things, like in most of the cases, I have heard that they respect our decision and they ask from those particular subjects only.
Mm. And Trisha, do they make you write on the board
Yes,
or
sir,
from?
constantly.
Okay.
Constantly, I was 1 hour, 10 minutes, I was on the board. I
Okay.
could not sit only, because
Okay. Only on the board.
yes, sir, they just asked me to write the 5 subjects. From that point till my interview concluded, till the from 1 hour, 10 minutes, I was continuously on the board. I did not get the chance to sit also.
Hmm.
So
How many? Yeah.
yes,
And how many people are there? How
sir,
many
there were
scientists?
around 6 persons. One,
Everybody asks you. Hmm.
sorry, sir.
Everybody asks you question.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hmm.
So, like when told the first subject was data structure, so the person who was having expertise in data structure, they started. Then I had written C programming language. Then the person who was having the expertise in the C programming language, he started. Then, as like they were also asking me questions, and they could see that even if I was like maybe I can give the wrong answers also, but they were constantly saying that I'm trying. So that is what I think that had
Hmm.
helped me a lot.
So one thing you repeatedly are saying, that is What is very important is at least you should try. Maybe you
Exactly.
don't read the answer, you should try. Can you elaborate and can you tell this thing again to the students? Because I consider this as the most important point.
Yes, sir. So my suggestion to the future students would be, see, there will be questions for which you will not have the correct answer, or maybe you may know the concept, but you may not be able to answer it correctly at that time. So even if you are not able to answer, you have to try. You just cannot say that, no, I don't know. If you
Mm,
say this, then it will provide a bad impression on that, on them. But I told them that, sir, I can try on this. So they were
mm,
constantly saying that I was trying, and then because there was a question on which they asked me to prove a condition. So I
mm,
was actually like, I understood the question, but I tried it. That was a coding question, but I was trying, but they were like, it's okay if you are not able to do it, we can move to the next section. But I
mm,
told them, no, I want to do this, and I will try. I will try my best. So again, there were moments when they were also laughing. I was also laughing because these are the things, like when I'm constantly I'm saying that, no, I want to do it, I want to do it. So that then they were laughing and saying, okay, we understood your approach, we are satisfied, then we can move on. So I
mm,
think this is the thing, that even if you are, just don't say that I don't know. You at
mm,
least try. Whatever
yes,
knowledge you have gained in
mm,
this, like till
mm,
your 2020, like your 22 or 23 years of experience, whatever knowledge you have gained in the 4 years of your college, put everything in stake and then try. Just don't say
mm,
that, just don't, before, there is a proverb in Hindi na कि लड़ने से पहले हथियार नहीं डालना. तो
yeah,
वो एक,
good.
I think
Mm,
that is
mm.
one thing.
That is the crux of this entire, intro philosophy of BARC, that
Absolutely, sir.
they may not be looking for right answer, they will be looking for the right approach to reach the
Yes, sir.
answer.
Yes, sir.
Trisha, now, this mathematics, knowledge of mathematics is also required, and do they ask separate mathematics as a subject?
So to me, they did not ask, but I will suggest that if you have, like, if you can gain some basics of mathematics, then it may be helpful, because they may ask you. So if you are having this knowledge, then you can just go through the basics of that. You will be on the safer side.
Mm. And as we know, BARC interviews are vertical. Vertical in the sense, like as you said, they'll keep on digging you down and they'll keep on taking you to the depth of the subject till you reach the dead end. Either you know or you don't know, as you mentioned. So I request you to give some example of that, Trisha, on the basis of your own interview. Like if you can tell, okay, this is what they asked. Then I went there. Then they asked this. Then I went there. Then they asked this. And I've heard that they will in 1 hour and more than 1 hour they only ask couple of questions, but for particular question they keep on taking you down, and they give you sufficient
Yes.
time to think or something. So can you give some example of such question asked to you?
Okay, sir. So, I'm able to remember one question. They asked me to code, one easy question was only that you have to reverse the string in a recursive approach. So I started writing it, and then they just told me that, okay, whatever you are doing is right, but what I was doing is I was just taking the first index and the last index. So then so from that particular thing, they started asking me, what if a person, like for example, what if a person don't specify the length, so how will you calculate that? So I told them that through this way we can calculate it. So then they told that, why will you give the length only in the very first attempt? So then I
Mm,
told that, okay, even if they don't give the length, then I write another function that will calculate the length, and then I will pass it over here. So then
mm,
they were satisfied that yes, this is the right approach. So this is
mm,
one instance. Other than that, what I'm currently remember, like, that is coming in my mind is, told me that what is the basic difference between a tree and a graph. Then I told them that the basic difference is that a tree, like, it is there are n-1 edges, and then graph, it can be like a cyclic, but tree, no, sorry, graph can be cyclic, but tree is a cyclic. Then they dig deeper into that what are the traversals possible. Then can you perform in order on graph, in order on the graph or not. Then they asked me, then they started that what is DFS and BFS. I told them. Then what data structures is used in BFS. I told them Q. Then can we use anything other than Q? Then I told them maybe there can be something like we can implement queue through two stacks also. So then they asked me to write the node structure. Then they asked me that what is the size of operator. So in this way, they started digging deep, 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 deep. And then there came a point where I told them, sir, I know that this is the thing. And in the size of operator, I cannot use this particular thing. But why I am not able to recollect that? So they were like, okay, fine. Then they gave me another condition that in the circular queue, you have to find if a loop is present or not. So I told them the concept of fast and the slow pointer. Then they asked me to like prove like a certain condition on that. So I was constantly trying on that, but I could not do could not perform that. Then they said that okay, we are satisfied. Let's move to the next section. So it is like that.
Mm. Okay, Trisha, other than technical subjects, do they ask you question from your project or from job experience?
So because I have a 2+ years of experience, so therefore they asked me some of the HR questions also, like
Okay.
why did you leave your job and then could not you like why didn't you switch internally? So I told them the reasons, and then what was your job, what was your responsibility,
Mm.
like what are the things that you have experienced over there. So for me,
Those
some HR questions were there.
So when you go inside, the typically first question must be introduction. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
They ask you to introduce,
Yes, sir.
and immediately after introduction, they start asking you question on the basis of what you said.
Yes, sir. Actually, after like when I introduced myself, then they started asking questions like, "You have like when did you graduate?" So I told that I graduated in 2020. So they asked me immediately that what were you doing for the 4 years? Then I told them about my job. Then they asked me that why did you leave then? And then like what were your job responsibilities? So I told them that I wanted to switch my domain also. So they asked me that in which domain you wanted to go, what additional knowledge you have. So all those HR, to me, I think a bit of HR questions were asked just to make me comfortable in the first place, but also because I had 2+ years of experience, so they wanted to know something from my job experience also.
Okay. So is duration of the interview somewhere correlated with the success rate of passing the interview?
So I can say that if your interview is going for more than 1 hour, like 1 hour 15 minutes or 1 hour 20 minutes, something like that, then there is a kind of a chance of like there is a high chance
Selection.
that you might be
Mm.
selected. Although
Mm.
it may be the opposite also, because there can be certain instances where in less than 1 hour also people have been selected. But the
Mm.
trend is that if you are able to like
Pull it
continue the
through.
interview for 1 hour 10 or 15 minutes, then there is an
Mm.
80 or 90% chance that you will be able to crack, like you will be able to join it. So I think
Mm.
that
But
time is quite a factor in this interview.
so the moment you end up your interview, do you know whether you are selected or rejected?
No, 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 sir. But there were these sentences from them that yes, we are satisfied. Then another ma'am, she said that I know that you will be able to do it, but let's continue with something else. So these 2 or 3 sentences, whatever they said, so therefore I
Gave you
had a feeling
confidence.
that maybe I will be get selected.
Were you nervous throughout the interview? No.
In the front, I was very nervous, but after I think around 10 or 15 minutes, I was very much comfortable with them. So
Mm.
this is another thing. So because I knew that if I become nervous and I just if I just blank out, then it will be a disaster. So I cannot afford it. Means
Mm.
so much preparation I have taken, so many attempts, so many things, and if at the end of the day I'm just blanked out, and then it will be equal to a zero. So therefore, I just constantly I told myself that I cannot be nervous. Initial nervousness would be there because obviously you're going to the one of the toughest interviews of the country. So initial
Mhm.
nervousness will be there, but the scientists over there, they are also very friendly. So there
Mm.
were, I'm saying that there were instances when we both were laughing. They were also laughing. I was also laughing. So we were enjoying the interview also. So
Mm.
after around 10 or 15 minutes, I was very much comfortable with them. So yes.
Mm. Okay. Now, Trisha, coming to your job part. Once you start a job with the BARC, so that Trombe campus is very beautiful. I think Arabian Sea on one side and the entire campus on other side. So, will you be getting accommodation inside? And what is your vision of your job inside Trombe now?
So as far as I know, for the first year, I will be having this training, and my training will be in the hostel only, which will be inside the campus. After that, I have to think that because I have heard that the waiting list of the quarters is quite high, so I don't know that whether I will be able to get into the quarters immediately. But since I'm from Mumbai, so I know that some of the places which are like surrounding the campus. So I'm thinking of having a house on rent. So
Mm.
that is my future plan.
Wonderful, Trisha. So parents must be very, very happy, obviously.
Yes, sir. They are on cloud nine. They are actually, I'm from like Bengal, so like all my relatives, they are asking for like when once you come over here, you have to give us a party. So my parents are also like, ha, definitely we will give you party and all.
Okay.
So they are
Mm.
like, I think more than me, my parents are happy,
Obviously.
very much proud. So that's a very
Mm.
like good thing. So my
Mm.
dad, especially, he's very very happy. There was one of my things is that I just wanted to make my parents happy, my mom and dad proud. So I think I have done something for that.
Yes, yes, for sure. Because getting into Harvard Atomic Research Center, it's a very, very prestigious item. Because becoming a nuclear scientist, and India is a nuclear power, and it's a very, very reputed thing actually,
Yes.
to get into such kind of prestigious organizations. So when is tentative joining date for you in BARC?
So they have not provided joining date, but in the official website they have stated that the classes will be starting from the first week of August.
Okay.
So maybe before that only I have to go. So
Yes. Yes, that is true. So, Trisha, that brings us to an end of this wonderful session. Now,
yes,
any
sir.
message you want to give to all the students, though you have told many things, but any message you want to give to all the aspirants who must be in the process of getting into such kind of wonderful jobs?
My message to them will be, sir, there will be difficult days, there will be depressionful days, but at the end of the day, you have to decide that why you want to come over here, and if your why is strong, your how you will find your how. Just
Mm,
be confident. Don't The problem is that we sometimes underestimate ourselves and overestimate the problem.
mm,
BRC interview is like one of the toughest interviews, but if you are confident enough that yes, I will be able to do this,
mm,
you should, I mean, you should give everything to this interview, give everything to your goal. Just make sure that at the end of the day you are not regretting. Like today, I don't have any regrets. I know that I wanted this and I've got this. So
mm,
just be sure, just go and then have that confidence. Don't be nervous. Be like have that self-confidence in yourself and then just go ahead.
Wonderful. So, Trisha, getting into BARC is very difficult. We know that. But performing in the BARC and excelling inside that and leading a very good research career is even more difficult. It's not
Yes,
going
sir.
to be easy because you need to be focused. You need to have a clear cut focus, knowing it is a government job. So you need to find your own motivation level to be there and to do really good for country. So the kind of motivation you have, the why point you have right now, you need to sustain it for next couple of decades. To
Yes, sir.
serve the country, because the
Yes,
real challenge starts now.
yes,
And we
sir.
wish you all the very best for your
Thank you, sir.
this research career ahead. You
Thank
have
you, sir.
done wonderful at this moment of your life. Maybe in future, I again, get opportunity to interact with you when you are a couple of years down the line as a research scientist.
Yes,
And
sir.
that
Sure,
part,
sir.
because I'm making sequels with the candidates. So the moment they enter inside, what after 5 years, what after 10 years, and maybe when you become big shot there, then how everything goes, right, Trisha?
Yes,
So all
sir.
the very best. Thanks a lot for
Thank
your
you, sir.
time.
Thank you.